At over 75 years old, Ric Flair leads a depressing life, from limousines to the WWF to a lifestyle that would make anyone envious. Ric Flair had it all. But, behind the scenes, he suffered from a dreadful sickness that would have forced any wrestler to give up. This is the account of the Nature Boy's several battles. Not just one, not two, but several, for his life. Born in Memphis, Tennessee on February 25, 1949, Ric Flair, also known as Fred Phillips, had a life-altering experience when he was adopted by Kathleen and Richard Flair and relocated to Edina, Minnesota. Ric always believed he was destined for greatness, and he was. He was really passionate about athletics while he was a high school student at Wayland Academy in Wisconsin. Football, wrestling, you name it. Soon after, he discovered he was truly interested about wrestling and left the University of Minnesota to pursue his studies. His wrestling career began in 1971 via sheer force of will, following arduous training under the tutelage of the legendary Vern Gagne. Although it took a lot of labor, it paid off when he made his debut in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Although the first few years were difficult, Ric soon became well known for his abilities and inherent charisma. By the middle of the 1970s, Ric was well known as the Nature Boy, a flamboyant, self-assured persona that drew inspiration from Buddy Rogers, a different wrestler. He was incredibly brilliant at getting the crowd excited and had this outrageous manner. He was an entertainer as well as a wrestler. Ric had a great career filled with championship victories. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship, which he won multiple times subsequently, was his first significant victory in 1981. He became one of the all-time greats because to these victories, his fights were filled with drama and talent. They were more than just fights. Ric was a well-known figure in professional wrestling throughout the 1980s, particularly in the NWA and later in World Championship Wrestling, WCW. He was well known for his clashes with other professional wrestlers, including Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, and Ricky Steamboat. Because of how passionate and skillful his matches with Steamboat were, they are particularly well known. Being the leader of the Four Horsemen was one of Ric's greatest accomplishments. In the late 1980s, this group, which included wrestlers like Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ole Anderson, was incredibly dominating in the sport of professional wrestling. They were renowned for being stern and having solid evidence to support their bold claims. For subsequent wrestling organizations that followed, the Four Horsemen truly set the bar high. His career really took off after that, when Ric Flair made the bold decision to join the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, in 1991. He brought his real world's champion character with him. He immediately caused a stir when he emerged victorious in the 1992 Royal Rumble and took home the WWF Championship, an unprecedented occasion since it was the only time the title had ever been awarded to the Royal Rumble victor. Despite having a brief first career in the WWF, Flair made a significant impact because of his charisma and his enduring battles with characters like Macho Man and Bret the Hitman Hart. Returning to WCW in 1993, Flair maintained his supremacy, turning in memorable matchups with Sting and Hulk Hogan to cement his status as a wrestling icon. He had a talent for continuing to be interesting and relevant in the wrestling world over time. Flair changed his approach a little, especially in the late 1990s and early 2000s. He started acting more like a mentor and rose to prominence in the wrestling community. He continued to wrestle occasionally, but his main goal was to develop the next generation of wrestlers. He had a significant influence and helped shape the careers of numerous wrestlers. 2008 saw the official retirement of Ric Flair, who faced Shawn Michaels in a heartfelt and emotional farewell bout at WrestleMania XIV. Despite his retirement, Flair, like many other wrestlers, was unable to fully give up the ring and continued to compete in a number of different events. Flair had an incredible career as a wrestler. He is a 16-time world champion, and his catchphrases, "To be the man, you gotta beat the man," and "Whoa, are well known to fans worldwide. However, Ric Flair's life away from the ring has been nothing short of an extreme ride, filled with both highs and lows. For example, Flair was involved in a road rage incident in Charlotte, North Carolina, back in December 2005. According to reports, he exited his vehicle, grabbed the neck of another driver, and even caused damage to the driver's vehicle. As a result, he was charged and even made fun of on WWE shows, particularly by wrestler Edge. Ric Flair is a legendary character in the world of professional wrestling, having pursued endeavors in the corporate world and even dabbled in politics. Going on to his commercial endeavors, Flair established Ric Flair Finance in September 2007 in an attempt to enter the financial industry, but it didn't go as planned. The business had a year to declare bankruptcy. There were setbacks in his career as a wrestler. While he was employed by Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, TNA, in 2010, he was accused by his previous employer, Ring of Honor, of missing multiple events that he was scheduled to attend and of owing over $40,000. This problem wasn't easily fixed. Highspots Inc.'s allegations that Flair had used the NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt as security for a loan caused financial difficulties to worsen and resulted in a complex legal situation. Things grew so bad that he was the subject of a May 2011 arrest warrant for contempt of court. He might have spent up to 90 days in jail, but in an unexpected twist of events, as Highspots revealed on their Facebook page in June 2011, someone else paid off his obligations. Flair has continuously backed Republican candidates in North Carolina's political arena. When Jesse Ventura urged him to run for governor in 2000, he briefly pondered doing so. Ventura, however, discouraged him from doing so after learning about Flair's record of 143 speeding fines. Flair backed Ted Cruz in the 2016 presidential contest and Mike Huckabee in the 2008 contest, though it was never official. He mockingly declared his candidacy for president that same year, enlisting rapper Waka Flocka Flame as his running partner. Over the years, Flair has dealt with a number of significant health problems, chiefly related to his heart and a disorder known as alcoholic cardiomyopathy. When he had to have emergency surgery in Georgia in August 2017 to remove a blockage in his colon, things got pretty serious. Regrettably, the procedure caused serious side effects, such as kidney failure, which necessitated dialysis and a lengthy hospital stay. Fortunately, he recovered enough to go home after a tough month of therapy. Despite all of these medical setbacks, Flair continued to wrestle. He competed in what was meant to be his last match on July 31, 2022. Sadly, he had a heart attack during the game. This served as a sobering reminder of the physical toll that professional wrestling can take on the body, but it also demonstrated Flair's incredible fortitude and resiliency, overcoming such difficult obstacles and entering the ring nonetheless. The lesson of Ric Flair's biography ultimately lies in his passion and perseverance. From his humble beginnings in Memphis to his ascent to the status of a wrestling icon, Flair had it all: limos and titles. It wasn't always simple, though. Behind the scenes, he struggled with a variety of personal concerns, including severe health problems and money troubles, but he never lost up. It is very amazing how Flair has been able to reinvent himself and remain relevant in the ever-evolving world of wrestling. Beyond only being a wrestler, he served as a mentor to numerous people and influenced the direction of the sport. Fans all over the world still like his tagline to be the man. You gotta beat the man, and his well-known woo. Flair's influence endures even after leaving the ring. Despite the ups and downs along the way, his passion for wrestling and his tenacity made him a living legend. The life of Ric Flair demonstrates that despite adversity, one can persevere and leave a lasting impression. In order to ensure that you never miss an update, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification bell if you enjoyed learning about Ric Flair's amazing career. Who should we write about next? Tell us in the comments.